Right then, hello everyone and welcome back to the Assetto Corsa Offline Championship. We're here for round number 13 of the 2021 Formula 1 World Championship, which takes us to South America, our only South American round, and to Brazil, to the one and only Autodromo José Carlos Pache in Sao Paulo, Brazil, for the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. Formula 1 is back yet again. The championship closer than ever. I think it is the closest it's been for a very, very long while in the season at least. So it is going to be a properly exciting round of the championship. We've got 12 minutes of the first stage of qualifying just up ahead of us. And we have already got the first lap posted here. It's Wojtek Kulasek with a 1:11.8. But yeah, my name is Miran in the commentary booth today, and as we're just having qualifying getting underway, then I will take you through the track. So the Autodromo José Carlos Pache, better known as the Interlagos circuit, is located in the city of Sao Paulo in Brazil. The track was opened in May of 1940, and originally the land in which the circuit is located was bought in 1926 by property developers who wanted to build housing, but due to financial difficulties they weren't able to do that, and they wanted to build a racing circuit instead. The design of the track was inspired by many legendary racing circuits at the time, things like the Indianapolis. I said international. Indianapolis Motor Speedway, then the three defunct tracks: the Roosevelt Raceway, Brooklands, and then Montlhéry. But the name of the circuit originally was Autodromo de Interlagos, and Interlagos obviously is the neighborhood in which this track is located in, and translates to English as between the lakes. It was renamed in the 70s to the Autodromo José Carlos Pache to honor, I believe he was Brazil's first ever Formula 1 driver, and unfortunately he passed away in a plane accident in the 70s. But Formula 1 came here for the first time in 1972, the first year being a non-championship race, and in 1973 it would become a full World Championship event. It ran all the way up until 1980, when it was dropped from the calendar due to safety concerns, and in 1990, following a $15 million renovation, it came back to the F1 calendar and has run there ever since. But this year it changed its name from the Brazilian Grand Prix to the Sao Paulo Grand Prix, which I don't really know why, but it did. apart from Formula 1, you have two series which has run here since a very, very long time. You've got the Stock Car Pro Series or Stock Car Brazil, for those who are more familiar with that name. And then you have the Mil Milhas Brazil, which is a sports car endurance race held annually since 1956 and still runs today. And there's a plethora of other races here as well. Next year, in fact, the World Endurance Championship is returning to Interlagos for the 6 hours of Sao Paulo. So that's going to be pretty interesting then. Either way then, this layout which we are running, which is the 5th variation of the Grand Prix circuit, has been in place since 1999, is 4.309 kilometers long, 15 turns, and a race lap record of a 1:10.5 set in 2018. And, well, this track, every single time we come here, it's an absolute delight. So many great battles, so many great overtaking spots on this track, and yeah, you're really able to just carry your battles through the entirety of the first sector. Such a great track, and such a challenging one as well. There's lots of elevation at this track, lots of flowing corners, just one next to another, to another, to another. It's really, really challenging, both for the driver and the car, and it does really test a little bit of everything. Either way, then we have the first 18 times on the board. I think there is supposed to be a 19th car, or unless, no. Oh yeah, it's Daniel Walla, who hasn't set a lap yet, so we're waiting for one more car to go across the line. And the reason we're waiting for 19 cars is because Jesper Johansson is qualifying banned here at the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. This is Daniel Walla. Oh, on his outlap, what happened here? And he's gone off the track and onto the grass and just spun the car around. That's a silly error from Daniel Walla, and I think as a result he might not get a lap in. But yeah, the big bombshell of the Sao Paulo Grand Prix, obviously, after what happened at Hermanos Rodriguez, Jesper Johansson will be starting at the back of the grid due to his qualifying ban, meaning he will not take part of qualifying here at Interlagos. And this could be very, very interesting then. So all the times, not all the times, but every single time bar 1 is on the board at the moment, and your bottom 3 is Daniel Fraser, followed by Victor Albom and Alexander Arnold. So we're gonna have a few more guys probably make it into the into Q2. We could have a few shock qualifiers here today, so you'll have to keep a lookout on who does what. Daniel Fraser was just actually in 15th place, but Miran Evci has gone up into the top 15 with a 1:11.9. He gets himself into the 1:11s just like everyone else. He's just heading down the start-finish straight. He comes into the pit lane then. We'll see if anyone else is going to be able to get an improvement at the moment then. We got Parachki on the top of the timing sheet, and Lewis McIntyre, who, mind you, has a 6th place grid penalty, which I believe was accumulated from a few races ago. It wasn't last race, but yeah, there was a 3-place grid penalty for him at the Belgian Grand Prix, and then a 3-place grid penalty for him at the Turkish Grand Prix. So yeah, it wasn't applied for the Mexico City Grand Prix, but it will be applied for this race here at Sao Paulo. So McIntyre will be starting 6 positions down in whatever grid slot he qualifies in, as we're on board with Daniel Fraser now. as he makes his way through turn number 7 and now into the braking zone of turn number 8. Track goes downhill, trying to hug this inside line through Pinheirino, turn number 9, into Vico de Pato, turn number 10, trying to use all the track through that corner as you make your way through Mergulho, turn number 11, and then into turn 12. The sharp left-hander of Junsao. Really want to get this corner, just want to try and nail it on the exit, because it's this long start-finish straight now. You make your way down. DRS active to try and hug that inside line, the shortest route to the finish line. And it is across the line for Daniel Fraser, but the Brit doesn't find an improvement just yet. Haas, who have not been able to reach Q2 on a single occasion this season, will definitely hoping for one now, as Alexander Arnold now goes up into P15. We also saw Fernando Tost go up into 3rd. That's a very good lap from Fernando Tost. And he is now in 3rd, so good stuff from Tost. Franco Gamba improved as well up into P6. So Gamba then trailing his teammate. Wojtek Kulasek as Will Parrish now goes up into P5. Very good stuff from Will Parrish here at Interlagos. Obviously this track holds very good memories for Will Parrish, as last season this is where he took that crucial win in the final round of the Formula 2 season to crown himself as Formula 2 champion. Did I say last season? I meant 2 seasons ago. As the checkered flag is now out, we're in for 15 cars across the line. Daniel Fraser is first across the line, and he does improve. But unfortunately for Fraser, he's not able to make it into Q2. Luca Farina goes up into 2nd. Good lap from him. Alfred Klaus up into 4th as well. Alexander Arnold's going to go across the line. He improves. And while he is just on the edge of the elimination zone, I think he should be through unless Miran Evji improves, and he doesn't. And that is the 4 knocked out in the session confirmed. Josef Federichuta goes across the line. It's 5th for the Slovakian, who painfully missed out on a potential 2nd race win at Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez last time out. Will Parrish goes across the line, and it's 9th for Parrish. He isn't able to improve. Wojtek Kulasek, I think, will come in. No, he's going to continue his lap here. Let's see if he's going to be able to get an improvement as he goes across the line. And he does so. Good stuff from Wojtek Kulasek up into 6th. He goes. Daniel Fraser did actually get another lap in, so let's see if Daniel Fraser will be able to improve and potentially get that Haas into Q2. The answer is no for Daniel Fraser, and unfortunately he isn't able to make it through into Q2. I think that should be it. Yes, there it is. Q1 done and dusted. Enis Parachki is your fastest man, and your knocked out are Daniel Fraser, Victor Albom, and Daniel Waller. And there it is then. Jesper Johansson is obviously in that mix, but he isn't taking part. And another man who won't actually be taking part will be Daniel Waller, because he didn't set a lap time. That means he will not be starting. That means he will not be starting for the Sao Paulo GP. So yeah, your bottom 3 is Miran Evji, Daniel Fraser, and Victor Albom. This is gonna be interesting to see then. Obviously, Luca Farina's had a very good lap, and the Alpines aren't looking too bad either. Yeah, they're faring pretty well, and yeah, obviously Parachki, the defending world champion who clinched the title at this very track last year when we came here. Obviously, that back then it was the season finale. So yeah, Parachki, I believe, even won here last season. No, he didn't. Dennis Croft won here, but he got second, and that was enough for him to take the title. He did, however, get pole position here last year. So yeah, Parachki, strong qualifier as always. We'll see if he'll be able to repeat the feat that he did last year around here. Update in the championship then, obviously, or not update, but for those who are out of the loop in terms of the championship fight, Jesper Johansson leads on 183 points, and behind him is Enes Parachki with a 6-point difference. He is on 177 points. Then it's Alfred Klaus on 173 points. He is 10 points behind both Parachki and Johansson. So if Klaus has a good performance here today, he could get past Parachki and even Jesper Johansson in the championship. And then Dennis Graf is 28 points behind. As we're now looking at Alex Broster on a flying lap of the Interlago circuit as he heads down the Retta Oposta, down into the two left-handers of Descida do Lago, through the first left and then the other one, which opens up a bit more. Trying to use all the track here as the track goes uphill through turn number 6, Ferradura and Cura do Laranjinha, and then into the braking zone of turn number 8, through turn 9 now, Pinheirinho, Little Pine Tree, as you try and set yourself up. Once again, you can see all these corners just fly at you through sector 2 as you head through Bico de Pato, and now through the flat left-hander of Mergulho, turn number 11 into Junsao, turn 12, and you're going to set yourself up for the very, very long straight now. Trying to hug that inside line all the way to the finish line, and it's going to be a 1:11.9, which is going to be the first lap set in Q2 then. And Labas Asnishkai goes a 10th faster than Alex Broster. Gamba, though, goes 2 tenths faster than the Ferrari man, and Klaus goes a 10th faster than Franco Gamba, so that time coming down unsurprisingly. Luca Farina slots in between Alex Broster and his teammate Labas Asnishkai. So he is in a provisional P4, but obviously only 5 times have been set. Eric Adelberg across the line with a 1:11.634. Good stuff from Eric Adelberg. Fernando Tost, only 500ths off him. He is now behind Adelberg and ahead of Wojtek Kulasek, who just sets his lap as well. There's Alexander Arnold, and he's actually got himself an Alex Broster. Dennis Graf goes fastest now, and he was a Red Bull 1-2, but Josef Fredrik Schuto in the McLaren has split Graf and Klaus apart, so that's Schuto in second and Klaus in third. There's Will Parrish across the line. Alex Broster improves up into 8th, Parrish into 4th, so Alpha Tauris are doing very, very well for themselves at the moment. Labas Asnishka goes up into 9th. Enes Parachki only 13th. That's slowest of the bunch, and by 4/10 of a second as well. So I think Parachki has maybe had a bit of a mistake or faced traffic on his lap. Let's wait for one more car across the line. And there it is. Lewis McIntyre going up into second, just ahead of his teammate. And there's the first 15 times. Dennis Graf is your fastest man, and your bottom 5 at the moment is Labas Asnishkai, followed by Tomas Mandic, Luca Farina, Alexander Arnold, and Enes Parachki. So Parachki obviously has had a pretty scruffy lap. Don't know what's happened exactly on that, so we'll see if he's going to be able to get an improvement in. And obviously Enes Parachki will be hoping for an improvement here. And look at that. In Sector 2, he is actually 100 up. If he obviously doesn't decide to abort this lap, and Parachki doesn't, and this should easily bring himself into the top 10 as he goes across the line. There we go. That's second for Enes Parachki. And that pushes Alex Broster into the elimination zone. So we'll see if he's going to be able to get an improvement. Thomas Mandic comes in. Both Ferraris are at the moment in the elimination zone. Labas Asnicias in 12th. And Luca Farina is in 14th. Luca Farina, obviously the newly christened race winner in Formula 1, was awarded the win at the Mexican Grand Prix. After Jesper Johansson's disqualification. That was Ferrari's first ever win since, when was it? Since, I believe, it was exactly 2 years ago. It was the 2019 Mexican Grand Prix, which was Ferrari's last victory in Formula 1. And do you know who drove in that specific race back in 2019? It was Luca Farina, because he was filling in for an injured Miran Evci at Ferrari. So, yeah, history doesn't repeat itself, but it does like to rhyme, I suppose. As Lamas of Nishkai, I think, improved up into 11th, but it's 12th as Luca Farina does just make his way out of, what was I going to say? Was just out of the elimination zone. Just got himself out there. Now he is in 9th. Josef Frederik Schutel now then in 4th. The two McLarens obviously looking very good here in Q2. 3rd and 4th. They'll be pretty happy, and even despite Schutel's lost win, I think it's given them quite a bit of motivation in this later end of the session, and we'll see, or the session of the season, and we'll see if that'll spur them on here at Interlagos. Schutel now as he heads through turn number 10, through 11, and then into turn 12. Let's see if Schutel's going to finish up this lap. It's not a bad one either, as he's only 700ths off Dennis Graf at the moment. So we'll see if he's going to finish up the lap, and the answer is no. He comes in. Dennis Graf goes across the line, and he extends his advantage over the rest of the field with a bit of an improvement. Someone else got one in there as well, but I didn't quite see who it was. As Arnold, we're looking at Alexander Arnold now in 9th. Could get that Williams into Q3 here today. That'd be absolutely incredible if he is able to manage that, Alexander Arnold. Fernando Tosten was in 12th, make that 13th as his teammate Thomas Mandic has just gone up into Q3 with a 1 minute 11.5, gets himself up into 8th place. Good stuff from Thomas Mandic, and that's knocked out Luca Farina out of qualifying. That means that both Ferraris will be out here at Interlagos. And yeah, none of them will make it into Q3 after their race win at Hermanos Rodriguez. That's quite a bit of an upset, but this means, unless Fernando Tost or Alex Broster is going to set an improvement, that everything is going to stay as it is. The checkered flag is now out. Fernando Tost is going to be the first man across the line. Can he join Thomas Mandic in Q3 with this lap? No, he cannot. Franco Gambas next across the line. Gamba does not improve. What about Thomas Mandic? Can he secure himself a Q3 spot? At the moment, he is safe. Broster goes across the line, cannot improve. Tost can't either, so I think this is the confirmed Q3 grids. And at the moment, Franco Gamba, Thomas Mandic, and Alexander Arnold would make it into Q3. So we're looking at Broster. I think he is finished, though. I don't think he is able to go for another lap. Unless there is someone else coming across the line, but I don't think there is. I think everyone has at their laps. So we're just waiting for the timer to tick down to 0, I guess. As Broster then is going to come into the pit lane, and there it is then, Q2 done and dusted. Dennis Graf is your fastest man, and your bottom 5 is Luca Farina, followed by Wojtek Kulasek, Fernando Tost, Labas Zasnishkai, and Alex Broster. So a pretty unusual qualifying. Both Ferraris knocked out then here in Q2. Alexander Arnold makes it through into Q3. Great stuff from Alex Arnold, who has been struggling a bit this season, especially compared to his teammate Alex Broster, who himself hasn't had the greatest of qualifying. He is starting P15 here today. And then both Ferraris as well weren't able to make it into Q3. Luca Farina is in 11th with Labas Osnishka in 14th. And Franco Gamba as well, the lone Alpine in Q3, made it into the final stage of qualifying. So very well done for Franco Gamba as well, who hasn't been having the greatest of seasons in Alpine. We'll see if Gamba will be able to qualify well then heading into Q3. But yeah, the interesting thing then will be Parachki versus the 2 Red Bulls here at Interlagos. Dennis Graf is the first man out. He's eager to get out and set a few qualifying laps of his own. Dennis Graf topped Q2. He's 28 points behind championship leader Johansson. So Graf would definitely want a race win if he wants to be in contention of a championship into these final 4 rounds of the season. Graf, obviously, who only has 1 race win to his name this season, that came at the French Grand Prix about 8 rounds ago. Apart from that, he has scored 6 P2s this season. So Graf has been very, very consistent this season, I have to say. He's done very well for himself. As he's now on a flying lap then, as he heads into the Ciudad do Lago through turn 4 and then into turn number 5. Now through turn number 6 and then into this is turn 8, sorry, now into turn number 9. Long left-hander of Pinheirino, slow corner as well, so you really have to have the right line through there as you head into Bico de Pato. Bit of a later apex than most anticipate through that corner as you go through the flat out right-hander, or left-hander, sorry, of Mergulho. Just keeping 6th gear through there as you shift down to 3rd, heading through Junsao and try and set yourself up for the exit as you make your way down the start-finish straight. And it's just gonna go across the line now. Dennis Graf And 1:11.394 will be the time to beat for the rest of the guys. Obviously, only 5 minutes on the clock, and Alfred Klaus immediately goes faster into the 1:10s. What a lap from Alfred Klaus. A 1:10.9. I don't think we've seen a sub 11-second lap here at Interlagos yet. I don't think we have. And Alfred Klaus, that might just be the pole time. Unless anyone else is able to beat that, I think that's going to be the pole time. So, but I could definitely prove it wrong here, and we'll see if I will be able to be proven wrong. But that is a strong lap from Alfred Klaus indeed. Alexander Arnold can't get himself into the 1:11s. It's a 1:12.4, and I don't know if he's had an issue on this lap or if the pace just isn't there for Alexander Arnold. But at least he's in Q3, so he should be pretty happy about that. Thomas Mandic goes faster than Dennis Groff now. As I do say that, Groff does go ahead of Thomas Mandic, but Franco Gamba goes ahead of the pair of them with a 1:11.2. What a lap from Franco Gamba! But Will Parrish immediately goes faster. So yeah, you can see the times are way faster than what they were in Q2. I think this is probably due to teams going for faster setups and maybe also track conditions improving. So yeah, I don't know if I think that time of Klaus's might come down. Parachki is under a 1/10 of a second of Alfred Klaus, so he's pretty close. But still, he's going to have to offer an improvement as McIntyre sets a lap into 5th and Eric Adelberg is in 8th. There is your provisional top 10, and it's Klaus from Parachki, Shuto, Parrish, McIntyre, Gamba, Groff, Adelberg, Mandic, and then Arnold. Dennis Groff then, not with the greatest of laps compared to the rest of the field. We'll see if he's going to be able to get an improvement in and get himself up there with the likes of Klaus and Parachki. He's going to be needing it, obviously, considering where he is in the championship. If he wants a shot at still contending for a title, he goes across the line and improves, but stays in 7th. And it's not looking too good for Dennis Groff. Enis Parachki is going to try to take that provisional pole away from Alfred Klaus. Will he be able to do it? No, not yet. For Enis Parachki, he will stay behind Alfred Klaus, who is the only man in the 1:10s at the moment. So it's Klaus and then Parachki and then Josef Frederick Schuto, who just set an improvement. He stays in 3rd, but he is only about 500ths of a second off Enis Parachki. So here's Will Parrish. He's got himself ahead of one of the Red Bulls. Not sure which one that is, but a bit funny seeing an Alpha Tauri overtake a Red Bull. At the moment, there is obviously an Alpha Tauri ahead of a Red Bull. And that's Klaus, actually, who Parrish overtook. So Will Parrish currently sits in a brilliant 4th for Alpha Tauri, who scored their second ever podium last time out, as Johansson was disqualified. And Eric Adelberg was promoted into 3rd and finished on the podium. As we're now looking at Dennis Groff, and we're just gonna have someone join us now for this final minute of qualifying, and well, obviously the rest of the race. It is none other than Giuseppe. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, man. Sorry for the delay. I was calling other people and I forgot that the most important online racing championship is on. So I forgot about that, but now we're back. And I guess I'm in time for the race. But let's see how this final minute of qualifying goes.
Yes, indeed. This is going to be very, very interesting. Then Alfred Klaus looks untouchable at the top of the timing sheets. And I do think he is going to be able... I do think there won't be anyone to touch him there, as Enis Parachki is in the pit lane, so he won't be taking the pole position here at Interlagos. Thomas Mann is going to go across the line, and he does set an improvement. Then Dennis Groff down in 8th is going to go across the line, and he doesn't improve. And it's looking a bit dire for Dennis Groff, but the cards are falling in place for Alfred Klaus here.
And now Chuto's gonna also finish his lap. Let's see if he comes to the pits or if he finishes the lap. Although from this line it could look like he's going in. Yeah, he's going in, so Chuto won't finish his lap time, and I guess that's the end of his qualifying session. What about his teammate McIntyre?
Yeah, we're gonna see if McIntyre's gonna do anything. No, he comes into the pit lane. And next across the line, Eric Adelberg. Can he try and get himself up there with his teammate? We're going to see as he goes across the line. The answer is no, but it's still 7th and a very good qualifying for AlphaTauri overall. As next up is Alexander Arnold in 10th. Is quite a long way down compared to the rest of the guys. But we'll see if he is going to be able to manage an improvement here as he goes across the line now. And does improve and get himself a bit closer to the rest of the field, but unfortunately it's still 10th for him. Dennis Groff comes in. He will be 8th here at Interlagos, so that's not good at all for him, but his teammate will definitely be overjoyed with this as he looks set to do something here, and he extends his advantage even. Goes a 10th faster than he already was, and he is 2/10 clear of Enis Parachki. Next up then, Eric Adelberg in the AlphaTauri. Let's see if he's going to get an improvement in them as he's going to go across the line. Adelberg does not improve and stays in 7th. I think that is it. Just waiting for the confirmation there. Wherever it may be now. And there it is then. And for the 3rd time this season, Alfred Klaus is on pole position for the Sao Paulo Grand Prix.
Yeah, what a lap. Even improved his advantage at the end, so what a dominant qualifying, really.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant showing from Alfred Klaus, I have to say. That was absolutely incredible from him. And this is a result that he needs. This is definitely a result that Alfred Klaus needs, because now, if things would play out like they did in qualifying, he could be in with a chance of taking the lead in his championship here at Interlagos.
Yeah, I mean, and at the start of the season, I mean, even like some races back, we would have never thought Alfred Klaus now coming out of nowhere and getting himself into a championship fight even. And with Jesper starting from the back, it's going to be very interesting. I mean, the only man who can also profit from this situation is definitely Enis Parachki, who's quite close behind his Mercedes team. I mean, well, he's behind Alfred Klaus in 2nd, but still, 2nd would be a lot, way more points than what Jesper Janssen would be gaining right now. But let's see if Janssen can pull off a comeback, because the race has not even started yet. But we'll see how it will end up. A long race ahead of us, so it's going to be many questions and many answers.
Yeah, indeed. It's going to be pretty exciting to see how this is going to play out. Obviously, Klaus just got Enis Parachki behind him, so there's going to be a pretty big battle there for the race lead, I'd assume. And then you've got 2 McLarens. I mean, they've qualified very well as well. Look, you got Schuton McIntyre in 3rd and 5th.
Yeah, good performance from the McLaren as well. I mean, they've been looking strong the last few. I mean, especially if you see last race, which unfortunately did not end well for Schuto. But this time around, I think he's starting 3rd. So let's see what Schuto can do. Once again, as we've seen, if he starts there at the top, he's always forced to be reckoned with, as he's not going to go easy on any of his competitors.
Yeah, no, not at all. So the 2 McLarens could be a pretty big threat today. And then, just sandwiched in between the 2 McLarens, is Will Parrish in 4th. Do you reckon he could do something today?
Will Parrish, I mean, it's very interesting to see him starting 4th. It's not a usual position for AlphaTauri. But, of course, Parrish has been having a very promising season. His best finish came in Italy with a 5th place finish. So now he's starting in 4th, which is better than that finish. Of course, being in 4th, we get 12 points from that. Let's see if he can actually keep it at the start. Of course, at the start it's very easy to gain positions, but also very easy to lose them at the same time. So what you'll have to focus on is maybe not go for the podium instantly, but try and keep that 4th place. And then if things play out his way, maybe even get a podium, as his teammate Erik Adelberg did get one last race.
Yeah, AlphaTauri will be looking to build off this momentum. So we'll see. We'll see if they will be able to pull something off here today. They've qualified very well too. Parrish in 4th, and then Erik Adelberg in 7th. So they've not done a bad result. They've not done a bad result. What was I going to say? They've not had a bad qualifying result at all. But obviously the points are scored on Sunday. So we'll see what they will be able to do in this race then. Dennis Graf down in 8th, and then obviously Jesper Johansson, who will be 19th. We'll see what those two will be able to do, especially Jesper Johansson, because he's going to have a tough mountain to climb here at Interlagos. But we are now here just shortly before lights out here at Interlagos. Just before we get underway, it is time to go through the grid. So, on pole position, Alfred Klaus of Red Bull will start P1 for the Sao Paulo Grand Prix, and accompanying him on the front row is the Mercedes of Enes Parachi lining up in 2nd. Josef Frederick Schuto is 3rd, with Will Parrish in 4th. Great qualifying from the pair of them, as Franco Gamba is in 5th. I forgot to mention McIntyre's grid penalty, which means that Franco Gamba will be starting a brilliant 5th, and then Erik Adelberg is 6th. Dennis Graf will be P7 with Tomas Mandic in 8th. Alexander Arnold will be P9 with Luca Farina rounding out the top 10.
And after that we have Lewis McIntyre in 11th. Wait, yeah, okay. Then we have, because the grid penalty as well, I forgot. But yeah, the 6th race grid penalty brings him down to 11th. Then we have Kulasic in 12th, Fernando Tost in 13th, and Sosnishka in 14th. Of course, very weird qualifying for Ferrari, we have to say, but let's see if they can make it up in the race. Then we have Brosser in 15th, FG in 16th. We find Fraser and Albon in 17th and 18th. And then Johansson, after being disqualified from qualifying, lines up in 19th. And can you remind me why Wale is not starting once again?
He didn't set a lap in qualifying, so he's classified as a DNQ.
So Wale will not start today's race, so Johansson is a bit closer to the points.
Yeah, as we're now down at the grid, then the lights coming on for 41 laps here at the Autodromo Jose Carlos Pache. 6 lights. And we're underway here at Interlagos. Good getaway for Enes Parachi. He's immediately going to be up alongside Alfred Klaus and could take the lead heading into the center S's, but they are going to be wheel to wheel then through turns 1 and 2. Parachi's there on the outside line. Klaus trying to hold him off now as we head through Curva do Sol and down the Reto Posta. They will be wheel to wheel as Will Parrish makes his way up into 3rd then, as Klaus and Parachi now heading down to the Cida do Lago, who's going to come out on top in this battle, as through turn 4 and 5 it's Klaus going the long way round. Parachi with the better traction on the inside line. That's going to be going to the outside through Ferradura. He takes the lead of the Sao Paulo Grand Prix now.
And I saw Parrish and Adelberg, and Parrish and Schuto and Parrish battling for P3 as well. And I actually saw, I think, Parrish momentarily up into P3 as well, but Schuto took that back. Adelberg, great start. It's an AlphaTauri 4 or 5. You see some fighting here as well. Tost v Kulasic. Let's see how this ends up. Kulasic on the inside. Gets past Tost. Oh, it's a spin for FG.
Oh, that's better than FG, and I think it's out. I think it's his 2nd DNF in a row now. And let's see what happened here to Miran FG. He's side by side with Labazas Nishkai here, the man who replaced him at Ferrari. And we're going to see FG wheel to wheel. And oh, Laban just tags him, I think. And FG off the track, parks it up, nothing he could do there, and he is out. As there's Alexander Arnold. He is now pressurizing Luca Farina, trying to get back his 9th place, and he's there on the inside line, switches to the outside into turn number 1.
We see Graf and Mandic fighting as well. Let's see, Mandic can get himself up after quite a disappointing qualifying for his standards. Let's see if he can get able to get into P7. So Mandic is not giving up. Side by side, but Graf cuts across, but Mandic gonna now try and go around the inside. They're still side by side, no one's budging. And I think Mandic got the position back. Yeah, but that's great battling for both of them. And Mandic gets ahead. Look at this now, it's Kurasek v McIntyre.
Yeah, Wojtek Kurasek's gonna try to get him, but he will stay behind at the moment. Can't get past the McLaren quite yet. But yeah, brilliant defensive work from Tomas Mandic. He got that position back absolutely beautifully. And now Dennis Stroff might have Luca Farina to worry about, as Jesper Johansson, after these 2 laps, started P19, has made his way up into 16th place. So I don't know if... so at the moment, he still has quite a long way to go. As we look up 2 positions from Johansson, we're looking at Zalama Zasnishka, who's chasing now Fernando Tost. And then 3 more positions up, we're looking at Lewis McIntyre, who's trying to get himself into the points. Here's Lama Zasnishka though, on to Fernando Tost, into turn number 1. They will be side by side as they head out of the center S's wheel to wheel. It's going to be Zasnishka on the inside line through Curva do Sol and into the Descida do Lago as well, both with the DRS now, as Tost tries to shove Zasnishka all the way out, but into the Descida do Lago. There's still wheel to wheel with Zasnishka on the inside line, heading out of turn number 5 now. Lavan gets the better exit, and as a result, punches his way past Fernando Tost and goes up into 13th.
One thing you have to mention about Zasnishka as well, race control is giving a 5-second penalty for the collision beforehand with FG. So that's gonna compromise his race for sure. Unfortunately for Laban, but of course trying to gain positions and getting way more up to try and get the best out of it. Of course, that's the best you can do in this situation. So now we're looking at Shuto, who has not dropped from Klaus, although Klaus is over a second behind, and is Parashki. Of course, this is actually dreamland for Parashki right now, as he would be, I think, in the lead of the championship.
Yeah, he definitely would. So Ennis will 100% be hoping for a result like this to come his way, as yeah, Klaus is just trying to keep it low with Ennis Parachki, but he is struggling to keep within that DRS range, and that's obviously good news for Josef Fredrik Schuler, because that could mean he will be allowed to fight for second. Live championship standings on lap 4 then. Ennis Parachki leads the championship by 11 points from Alfred Klaus in second, and then Jesper Johansson will be shuffled down to third, 19 points behind his teammate in the lead of the championship at the moment.
So right now it's looking good for Jesper. I mean, he did make up 2 positions now at the start. Or actually 3 if you count FG's DNF. So he's sitting in 16th right now. We'll have to see how many positions he can make back up. As there are 41 laps, and right now there's about more than 35 to go. So it's a long race, but he has to make those moves count, and he wants to gain even more position. He has to do it now, as he is, I think, pretty close to Broster. 1 second from him. Now we're looking at a very interesting battle for between the 2 AlphaTauris for 4th and 5th. Yeah, you heard that right. As AlphaTauri is having an extremely good race. Right now they'd be gaining 22 points with our fastest lap counted, of course, which is amazing for AlphaTauri in their fight against Alpine for 5th in the Constructors. Right now we're looking at Broster once again, and now we go up to McIntyre, who is going to chase Arnold for that P10. See if he can get himself back to the points where he did qualify, although the 6th race penalty did drop it back. But Arnold will definitely want to hold on to those points, as he only scored 1 point twice this season, once at Bahrain and once in Italy, both P10 finishes. Right now he could make it 3 times. Let's see. Oh, it's actually, I think, Klaus has caught up a lot to Parachki. What happened here? We're gonna see the replay actually. I think Parachki made a mistake before we head straight back to the battle. But what happened here to Parachki? Oh, he blocked up. That's a big block up.
big lockup into Jun Sao for Enes Parachki, and that might be a big consequence for him, as Alfred Klaus is all over the Macedonian now, and he is gonna go to the outside line into turn number 1. The two come wheel to wheel for the race lead once again. Alfred Klaus will try and take his original starting position back through Curva do Sol. They'll be wheel to wheel as Josef Fredrik Schuto behind, looking to pick up the scraps from this battle now. There's Parachki on the inside line, heading into Curva do Sol. Will have the DRS to his aid, but it's not enough to dispatch Alfred Klaus just yet as they head out of the Ciudad del Lago. There's still wheel to wheel. Parachki on the grass. They're trying to use all the track available to him, but he does defend from Alfred Klaus. Good stuff from Enes Parachki, as here's Josef Fredrik Schuto now trying to go on to Alfred Klaus, but through Pinheirinho, it's going to be Klaus who stays in second, or will he? Yeah, he will. So he stays there, as there's the two AlphaTauris going for a scrap. Parrish defending against Eric Adelberg, and he does defend from his teammate, so Adelberg stays in 5th, but that has allowed Franco Gamba to catch up to Eric Adelberg now, so he might have to start worrying about the Alpine behind.
And that was a great battle for the lead, and even Schuto could get involved. But look at the AlphaTauris as well. Seems like the pack now has caught up to the top 3, as they did have a fight there beforehand. So this is turning into an interesting situation. Now Sasnishka, we're going to look at him. He's going to wanted to go down the inside of Kulasic, although Kulasic defends well. So Sasnishka has to accommodate himself for 13th for now. Now we head one battle up. McIntyre v Arnold. Of course, McIntyre has been stuck there for quite a while now. Oh, that looked like it could have been a move as Sasnishka, although he was not down the inside enough to get it done. We're looking at Klaus once again, as he's not dropped back too much from Parachki. He half a second off the Macedonian, and now if he stays close in these corners, then he can use the DRS, the 2 consecutive DRS straights to his advantage into turn 1, turn 3, turn 1, turn 2, turn 3, and turn 4 then in the sector 1 section.
Yeah, we'll see how that's going to play out then. Alfred Klaus, though, could be within a shot of trying to get Enes Parachki once again, as he is closing in with the slipstream. He's going to get the DRS as well, and we're going to see if he's going to be able to do anything into turn 1, though. He's not quite close enough, and he'll have to stay behind at the moment. Here's Laban Sasnishke, though, onto Wojtek Kulasek, as the Alpine and the Ferrari go wheel to wheel. Sasnishke just trying to hold on there on the inside through Curva do Sol. They will be wheel to wheel, and it's going to be Sasnishke with the DRS then, as that's going to allow him to try and inch ahead of Kulasek into the Ciudad del Lago. He's there on the inside now, as Kulasek still tries to hang on to the battle, but eventually it is Laban Sasnishke who does get past. Fernando Tost had a bit of a look there on Wojtek Kulasek as well, but wasn't able to get past or try and initiate a battle with the Polish man, as Klaus still chasing down Enes Parachki, and then Josef Fredrik Schuto is close there behind. Do you think Josef Fredrik Schuto is going to be able to do anything in this battle, Giuseppe?
If I know Josef Fredrik Schuto, then absolutely, I'd say if you can get yourself close enough. We've seen how good of a driver he is. I mean, last race he was challenging Jesper Johansson, of all people, for the race lead, and was head to head with him until, of course, the accident happened. As I'm gonna cut myself off here, because look what a battle this is, and it includes Jesper Johansson here.
Yeah, it's going to be Broster going up against Fernando Tost, and Jesper Johansson is going to have to hope to clear both of these guys as quickly as possible, but this is probably not how he wants to do it, because he's basically got a roadblock ahead of him, as Broster and Tost will be side by side. Johansson has the DRS, Tost has it as well, and that might just leave Broster in the mud. Not quite, as they head through the Ciudad del Lago, and they're still wheel to wheel then, heading into turn 7. It's gonna be Broster on the inside line, but can't quite do it. Is Jesper Johansson gonna be able to get past the Williams now? He has a look on the outside. The answer is no for Jesper Johansson, and he'll have to stay behind for a tiny bit longer.
Yeah, but to get that back to my point, yeah, I'm pretty sure Schuto, if he gets close enough, he can definitely do something. So a freeway battle for the lead might very well be on its way. But before that, I think we'll have a bit more laps of calmness. Except if Klaus now decides to go for a move, because we will have the DRS. So let's see what he does now.
Yeah, this will be pretty exciting then. It's Klaus closing in then into the center as he has to stay behind. Isn't able to get close enough. Dennis Parashki is going to have the DRS down the Reto Posta again. And I don't think he is close enough to try anything into the Shida do Lago. I am correct on that. Here's Jesper Johansson though, getting past Alex Broster through Curva do Sol. Broster tries to hang on and trying to fight Johansson in the Mercedes as they go side by side now through the Shida do Lago. And it's going to be Johansson who easily clears Alex Broster.
Yeah, he's trying to make up the positions here, Jesper. Although I think if he wants to actually have a chance at the points, he has to do it at a faster rate. Right now, he's only gotten 3 positions in 10 laps. Well, he has to get more, of course, because even in 10th, he could get 1 point, which is absolutely crucial for his championship hopes.
Yeah, definitely could be. As I just want to remark, Giuseppe, look how close the top 10 is, just all to each other. We don't really have any big gaps, like splitting apart in the top 10. Everyone is still relatively close to each other, which I have to say is pretty incredible.
Yeah, we don't usually see that. I mean, we usually see that the race leader or the top 2, top 3 pack just fly
I'm going to interrupt you here, Giuseppe. I'm going to interrupt you here as Klaus tried a move to the inside line there, but wasn't able to succeed. And now Josef Fredrik Schuto's got a pretty good run on the Swede. Will he be able to try anything into turn 7? He lines up a move on the inside line. Does run wide on exit though, and nothing comes out of that, unfortunately. Sorry, go ahead with what you were saying.
No, it's no problem, because of course that was very close to seeing, of course, the top 3 change, but we don't see a change coming yet. But yeah, the top 10 is very close.
Oh, Parachki ran wide there. He locked up.
And now that could actually open up an opportunity for Klaus, as I don't think it upset Parashki too much, but he has to watch out. I mean, it's been 2 lockups in 11 laps now, and he really has to watch out here.
Is Ennis struggling with the brakes? Maybe Mercedes have given him some odd setup, and he's just struggling to keep it. We usually see something like this, but now we're going to see Alfred Klaus going to the inside run of Ennis Parashki. The battle for the lead reignited once more as Klaus is wheel to wheel with Ennis Parashki now through Curva do Sol. This is his best chance yet to retake the lead. He's got the DRS down the Reto Posta, and surely this is it for Alfred Klaus. And there it is then. Alfred Klaus retakes the lead of the Sao Paulo Grand Prix.
And what a great move by Klaus. I mean, he just took a... as now, Parashki actually wanted to try and go back down the inside, but nothing to come out of it there. Sorry for interrupting you there. I wanted to say something.
Yeah, there's Lewis McIntyre with Alexander Arnold, but now the favor swings in Alfred Klaus in terms of the championship, because now he takes the lead of the championship. Mind you, whoever finishes ahead of each other in a position like this, whoever wins this race and whoever finishes second, it means that they'll be in the lead of the championship. So now Klaus takes it away from Ennis Parashki.
Yeah, now we're looking at Jesper Johansson once again as he's caught back up to Tost. So he's really putting on the pace, and I think Tost actually had built up quite a big gap to Broster and Johansson. But Jesper just made that up in the span of, 2 laps. So, of course, you can see the car, but also the driver makes a big difference, especially in conditions like these. So Tost might see himself getting overtaken by Johansson, and that would put him into P14. But it's not said for sure, as we could see him stuck even behind for all the race. But of course, I can't say anything now, as we have to find out. But let's see now if into turn 4 he could get a move done. He was very close, but didn't commit to the move just yet.
Yeah, Jesper Johansson not quite close yet onto Fernando Tost, and we'll see if he is going to be able to do something down the start-finish straight potentially. He's just going to have to keep this gap. So we'll see what happens there. But Alfred Klaus is trying to pull a gap over Ennis Parashki. That gap is 0.7 of a second now, so it is bigger than what it used to be before. So Klaus is lapping well. I do believe he has the fastest lap as well. So Yeah, it's not bad at all from Jesper, from not Jesper Johansson, Alfred Klaus, sorry. So looking at Klaus's teammate Mandic, no, Graf, sorry, wrong year maybe. But Graf is trying to chase down the former teammate of Alfred Klaus, Thomas Mandic, and wasn't able to do that just yet.
On the cut back to Arnold, as actually McIntyre finally got that P10. Arnold, of course, is not wanting to let that point finish go away from him that easily. So now we go back to Graf, as this might be a 3v battle situation between Mandic, Graf, and Farina here.
Yeah, this could be pretty interesting then. Luca Farina, obviously, in another race where Ferrari seemed to struggle. He'd probably like to get a few points for himself as well. You have to really give it to Luca Farina. Honestly, he's been so incredible since he's come back to Ferrari. I mean, not even just looking at the race win he has now. He's done such a brilliant job in that Ferrari. He's beat Labos Asnishkai every single race. As there is Dennis Graf then, heading into the center as he's trying to get up alongside Thomas Mandic now. And he will just do that as they are wheel to wheel, heading down into Curva do Sol. And I think Graf gets him even before Curva do Sol. And yes, that is going to be Dennis Graf up into 7th.
Of course, now with the DRS, he was able to keep that position ahead. And I think that's the P7 for him solidified. But one thing you have to mention as well, Graf, who right now is also pretty close to the top 3, being Klaus, Parashkin, and Johansson in terms of championship standings. So right now in 7th, he's not doing very well to keep his, potential championship hopes alive, because he is still in a championship fight. But if he can maybe build up some positions and get close to the top 3 right now, he could definitely gain points and keep himself close.
Yeah, Graf though has about a second of a gap to Franco Gamba in 6th. So we'll see if he'll be able to do anything there then. As Alfred Klaus is beginning to pull away from Menes Parashki. That gap's almost reaching a second. And if it does reach a second, I mean Parashki will be out of the DRS. And one man who'll be very happy about that is this guy, Josef Frederik Schuto, who could now try and challenge for 2nd place.
Schuto just loves fighting the Mercedes, doesn't he? It seems like every time he's fighting for a high position, it's the Mercedes, I feel like. Maybe that's just me. But of course, yeah, McLaren and the Mercedes both have the same engine. So with that, there's just no difference in engine. Although the car, of course, Mercedes has the better car. But we've seen Schuto doesn't really care about that, as he is challenging the Mercedes. That seems like on a daily basis. But right now, of course, with Parashki off the DRS, this is a big opportunity for Schuto, as it's not of a mini DRS train forming here. So let's see what the Slovakian can make of it.
Yeah, we'll see what Schuto is going to be able to do, but I think you'll have to agree with me when you say that Schuto has been absolutely brilliant this season. His first season back in a competitive car, and look what he's done. Obviously, he secured McLaren's first ever win. Would have been the second one as well at Hermanos Rodriguez, and now he's fighting for the podium again, and he's just constantly been in the points. So, yeah, Josef Frederik Schuto, I have to say, he's one of the best drivers on the grid right now.
Yeah, definitely. Right now he's probably a very important figure to McLaren. As actually, I'm going to cut myself off here real quick, because Broster is challenging Johansson for P15, but Johansson was actually trying to chase Tost, is now getting challenged by the man he overtook earlier, Alex Broster. So let's see what the two can do. They go side by side. Yeah, Broster, I think he's going to have the DRS. Yes, he does, but so does Johansson due to Tost. But now on the inside, there is Broster. The outside, we have Johansson. Let's see who comes out on top. Into turn 5. Seems like Johansson can keep the position, but not. That's not confirmed yet, as Broster is still around the outside. He's not giving up. Will the battle go on? No, it doesn't seem like it. Johansson keeps the position.
Yeah, I have to say, kudos to Alex Broster for at least being able to keep up with Jesper Johansson so much. Yeah, it takes balls to try and move on Jesper Johansson. So, yeah, still, good stuff from Alex Broster, even if he wasn't able to get past. As here is the two AlphaTauris, could be looking to swap positions. Eric Adelberg chasing down his teammate Will Parrish, but at the moment Adelberg will have to stay behind.
I mean, very interesting placement right now on right now for the Alpha Tauris, fourth and fifth. You wouldn't really see them there, but of course, it's an extremely good result for the two of them. Look at McIntyre here challenging Farina for P9. I don't know if he comes out of it just yet, but look at the other McLaren, Shuto, fighting Parachki, and he's very close.
Yeah, Shuto is definitely very close to Enes Parachki, and he's giving him a proper run for his money. And Enes Parachki has already lost the lead of the championship, and he definitely wouldn't want to lose another position, especially to a McLaren.
Yeah, but no, I mean, the talent of these two drivers is going to be a very interesting battle, as now I think Shuto lost a bit of time coming out of Fujinsao, but let's see. Now heading on to lap 19, Shuto with the DRS can get himself a bit closer, but far off overtaking range. But now out of the Senna SS and into Curva do Sol, gonna be another DRS straight. Shuto will bring himself even closer, although I don't think he'll go for a move.
Yeah, as we head into the Ciudad do Lago, and Shuto gets just so close through these corners into turn number 7. Doesn't try anything this time. It did try it on the previous laps, but yeah, he doesn't do anything just yet.
Yeah, but we stay of course on board with this battle, as Shuto is still has not distanced himself too much from Parachki, but Parachki doing well to defend his position. Of course, both of them have immense pace. Now back to the other McLaren, McIntyre, once again challenging Farina. Quite close, so he could use the DRS to his advantage. Let's see what he does.
Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see here what Lewis McIntyre will be able to pull out of the hat, as he is chasing down Luca Farina. Seems to be struggling to keep up with Tomas Mandic, but McIntyre is going to try and send Farina down at the 10th now, as the McLaren driver goes up and alongside the Italian, and they will be wheel to wheel through the Senna SS. So McIntyre tries to hang on to that. Farina's going to try to defend as best as he can against Lewis McIntyre, but I don't think there's going to be a lot he can do now, as McIntyre has the DRS down the Retta Oposta, is going to try to get through now into the Ciudad do Lago. He's there on the inside line, and he is through Lewis McIntyre, and up into 9th he goes.
Good stuff by McIntyre here. Now we're looking at so Nishka is gonna try and have a move down the inside of Arnold, but nothing comes out of that just yet, as he wasn't close enough. The other Williams now trying a move onto Tost. As Johansson, I think we got past Fernando Tost, but we didn't see that happening. Although that's Johansson up into 14th now, though he has a very big gap to make up, 5 seconds from Kulasec, and it's halfway to the race. Let's see how Jesper handles that, but for now it's Tost and Browser fighting, which could do well for him to distance the two of them and then have clean air to chase after 13th. And now we cut back to a very interesting battle here, as it's Parrish, Adelberg, and potentially Gamba fighting for P4.
Yeah, very, very interesting battle indeed here. We'll have to see who will come out on top then. Will Parrish struggling to keep up with the top 3, and Eric Adelberg has been trying to get past his team, but just hasn't been able to do so just yet. But Jesper Johansson, now then, he's facing a pretty interesting predicament, because he's going to have to absolutely drive the wheels off that thing if he wants, because he needs to close down 4.4 seconds. But when he does that, he'll basically be within reach of all of these other guys. So I wouldn't say it's easy pickings, since we know how it is to be stuck in a DRS train, but Johansson will be in a better chance for points if he is able to close this gap down as quickly as possible.
And he's already on the way, as he did make up 1 second already. No, not 1 minute, 1 second. As we're gonna look back to Zasnishka fighting Arnoldson for P11, although he does have that 5-second penalty. But of course he's trying his best to get himself the furthest up he can go, to potentially even get himself points. So we appreciate the spirit. Let's see what Lavan can do though. As now onto the straight, let's see if he gets himself close enough. But actually we're gonna come back to a very interesting battle here. Shooters finally tried to move, Now onto the straight. Oh, Paraschke closes him, squeezes him as much as he can, but Shooter, he gets past. Shooter is up into second. Is it done? It is done. Shooter has gotten second in the bag.
Brilliant stuff from Josef Fredrik Schuto. I think, did Enes Paraschke make a mistake?
Yes, he
And
did.
it did look, he looked. Massive lockup from Enes Paraschke, and something is not right with that Mercedes of Enes Paraschke, because 2 positions has now been costed to him because of lockups, but that sees Josef Fredrik Schuto in the McLaren up at the second, as here's Labazas Nishkai now getting past Alexander Arnold, and is now only 1 position behind his teammate Luca Farina, as Wojtek Kulasek is trying to get the German as well, but isn't quite able to do so. But now Josef Fredrik Schuto, if he wants to challenge for this race lead, he has a pretty titanic gap to close down. Either way then, for those who are asking, here is how the live championship standings are looking on lap 22 out of 41. Alfred Klaus is in the lead of the championship now, on 198 points. Enes Paraschke will be 6 points behind now that he's gone down to P3. So it's a 6-point gap between him and Klaus. And then Jesper Johansson will be 15 points behind Alfred Klaus on 183 points.
Yeah, who would have thought Alfred Klaus? I mean, many doubt him, as far as I'm concerned. But I feel like ever since Belgium, he's come alive really. As he's finished on the podium spot for 5 times in a row. I mean, that's not just a thing you just do, because if you look at Paraschke, he's finished 3 times in the podium in a row this season at best, and Johansson for 4 times. So really, Klaus is on a roll here, and if he can keep this form up, we might even see a Red Bull and not a Mercedes become a world champion. Although I don't want to say anything yet, because it's not over yet. But with him taking the championship lead, provisionally of course, it's becoming a very interesting title fight. As he actually, I can say this, man, he came out of nowhere.
Yeah, I have to say, he has been on incredible form after Belgium. And obviously, a lot of drivers just seem to be revitalized after the Belgian GP, because obviously that is the in-season summer break. So yeah, a lot of drivers, just their fortunes seem to have turned after round 9, and Alfred Klaus certainly is one of them. Has finished on the podium every single race since Spa, so he is absolutely incredible right now. And yeah, we'll see if he'll be able to carry it on into the final 3 rounds, because then could be in contention for Red Bull's first ever ACOC Drivers' Championship. And we shouldn't only talk about the Drivers' Championship here today, we should talk about the Constructors as well, because that is properly close. Mercedes failed to score points for their first ever time since this 2017 Spanish Grand Prix. It's been that long since Mercedes haven't scored points. It's their second ever time in history they didn't score points. And Red Bull are now only 30 points behind. They're only 30 points behind Mercedes in the Constructors. So Klaus, at the moment, I believe they will be able to close in on Mercedes with this result. The only problem is, for Mercedes, Johansson is qualifying banned, and for Red Bull, Groff is 7th. So yeah, however, at the moment, obviously Red Bull will be scoring more points than Mercedes.
Yeah, I've done the calculations real quick, not in my head because I'm not that smart, but I've done the calculations real quick, and Mercedes would be getting 50 points, so they're 15 points right now, so they'd be on 375, and Red Bull would be gaining 31, so they'd be on 361, making it 14 points between the 2 teams. So yeah, the Constructors' Championship fight is truly coming alive as well.
Yeah, it is a very, very tight Constructors fight, and we'll see how it is going to play out. So we're now looking at Eric Adelberg, who's still behind Will Parrish, mind you. He's still trying to chase him down, but just hasn't been able to find that. We'll see if he's going to be able to do something now, as he is going to have the DRS, and he's going to maybe try a move into the following couple of corners. Into the San Esses though, doesn't try it just yet. And we'll see if he's going to be able to try it into the second DRS zone.
There's no Adelberg, who's been chasing Parrish for pretty much all the race now. Gonna open the DRS. Let's see what he can do. Is he gonna try it on the outside, on the inside? We'll have to find out. No, he doesn't try it at all. He stays behind for now. So that's Adelberg still in 5th. Parrish defending well. Of course, very nice battle between the teammates, but actually, look at this. Gamba now looking very close to Adelberg, and he actually tries to go for a move as well. Wasn't close enough. But Graf, of course, look at him now. He's gonna try and go down the inside of Franco Gamba. Was there contact there? I'm not sure, but that upset Graf's car a bit. And now Mandish could try and move the Graf. It's pretty much it's like dominoes, pretty much the domino effect here on this pack. But Mandish doesn't try and move in the end, so the positions all stay the same.
Yeah, nothing happening there just yet for these guys. Franco Gamba though seems to have dropped back on Erik Adelberg now, so this could be Dennis Graf's time to strike now, as we're going to head down the start-finish straight. He's going to have the DRS. Will he line up and move into turn 1? No, not quite for Dennis Graf, but I think he's going to be within a very good chance at trying it into Desida do Lago. Gonna see now as he's going to have the DRS. Sorry, but yeah, he's got the slipstream. Gamba has it as well. He has a look on the inside line, and Graf isn't able to do it just yet.
And look at this now, Johansson. Look how close he's gotten to Kulasec. Now on lap 27. So let's see, he could get himself up to 12 with Arnold being there. But then after Arnold, it's a 3-second gap to Sasnishkai.
Yeah, it is pretty interesting then this battle. Wojtek Kulasek will be trying to get up a position here, but he also has Jesper Johansson behind. So Johansson will be looking to clear both of these, while Kulasek himself will also be trying to come out on top of this battle. So yeah, conflicting interests all around in this battle.
It's actually, weirdly enough, usually we see Kulasec being the leading Alpine, but this race it is Gamba up there in P6, so this would be a very good result for the Italian in the Alpine, as he's not having, compared to his teammates, his season has had like some ups, but also many downs. But now he'd be scoring his 2nd points in a row.
Yeah, definitely would be very, very good for Franco Gamba to get himself back on track in these last 4 races of the season. So we'll see what he is going to be able to do. As we're looking at Erik Adelberg once again, might have to start worrying about Franco Gamba behind. We talked about Gamba had a pretty big gap to Adelberg. He seems to have closed that gap down in no time. So I don't know, if Erik Adelberg isn't able to do anything here, we could see Franco Gamba try something.
Yes, Adelberg is quite far off, but he will have DRS to pull himself closer to his teammate. Let's see what happens here. Of course, I don't think a move is going to be made, but if he gets a good exit out this NS and then into Curva do Sol, let's see what he can do on the other DRS straight. As he is about half a second behind. I don't think it'll be enough for a move, but let's see what he does.
Yeah, he is got the slipstream there and the DRS, but it just doesn't help him that much. I just don't think Erik Adelberg has enough pace at the moment to be able to get up close and maybe try moves on his teammates, and I don't think that has been the case so far. So I think what Erik Adelberg is just hoping for at the moment is for Will Parrish to maybe make a bit of a mistake, and maybe that could present itself as an opportunity to get past and up into 4th.
Yes, we were talking about how close the top 10 was, but now we've seen, of course, Parrish drop 4 seconds behind Parashki. Parashki and Shuto then fighting, but Parashki is more than half a second behind, but still in the DRS range of Shuto. And of course, Shuto is 4 seconds behind Klaus. So Klaus, after that overtake on Parashki, really has been in a role of his own.
Yeah, we thought Josef Fredrik Schutter was going to be able to get past, or at least close into Alfred Klaas, but that hasn't been the case really. It's just been Schutter. As here is Mandich then. He's fighting Lewis McIntyre for 8th. McIntyre is on a bit of a charge here. Zasnishka behind is going to try something there. Into the Desida Dolago though. It's going to be Lewis McIntyre going up into 8th.
Good stuff for McIntyre after that grip penalty. He's trying to make up as many places back as he can. So props to him. He's going to have quite a solid race. We have to admit. After,
Yeah,
of course,
he's gone up, what, 4 positions, I believe, from the start?
He was 11th, so 10th, it's 3? I guess it depends on perspective,
Could
really.
we get the position gains on the... there we are. Yeah, and McIntyre's gone up 3. Johansson's gone up 5. Zasnishka's gone up 3. Adelberg's gone up 1. Schutter's gone up 1. And... yeah, Gamba's gone down 1. Arnold has gone down 3, and Toss has gone down 2, so that's about it, really.
Of course,
but
Johnson with... yeah.
Sorry, go on. I didn't want to talk.
Of course, Janssen with big gains. But right now we see him very close to Kulisic and Arnold. Although it is lap 31, the chances for Janssen getting to the points are getting slimmer and slimmer by the minute.
Yeah, as yeah, this is not good at all for Jesper Johansson, and if things continue like this, there's only 10 laps to go now, obviously. If things do continue like this for Jesper Johansson, the chances of him scoring points will be slim today.
He was having a bit of a look there on Kulisic, of course, just rather not want to go for a move, but just to have analyze a bit his opponent's moves. But for now, it is about 11 laps left. So now 10, as Klaus went across the line. So yeah, time is running out for the 2-time world champion. Let's see how he handles the situation. As we might see actually a move from Kulisic against Arnold if he's close enough. With the DRS open, he makes himself very close to the Williams. Although no move just yet, but now through the Senna SS and then into Curva du Sol, into the second DRS straight. See if Kulisic could try a move onto Alex Arnold, who's lost a lot of positions this race and probably wouldn't want to lose any more. But Kulisic, of course, wants to gain some after starting in quite a disadvantaged position to his usual ones. But yeah, no move made just yet. But maybe now Johansson has a chance at a move for P13. Let's see the situation unfold. For now, Johansson stays behind.
Yeah, and again, it's just disappointing for Jesper Johansson. The pace seems to be there for him. Obviously, he's closed down. He has been closing down a lot of gaps. Here's Enes Parachki. What happened to Enes Parachki? This is... No? Where is this? Was there another lockup, maybe? What did happen? Oh, okay, nothing happened to Enes Parachki. I think he's just lost time. Yeah, he's lost a lot of time to Josef Fredrik Schutter. So I think that's maybe if there was maybe like a mistake there, but apparently it wasn't. It's just Parachki's lost all that time on his own. As here's Franco Gamba now. Eric Adelberg's dropped out of DRS, and Gamba's going to try and take big advantage of this now. Heading into turn number 1. He's going to try and go on the outside line through the SNS. We go out of turn number 2. It's going to be Gamba going wheel to wheel with the AlphaTauri of Adelberg trying to put the squeeze on him. Dennis Groff tries to have a look into the Desida Dolago. Now it's Gamba still on the outside line with Adelberg on the inside. Will Franco Gamba be able to get this done now into turn number 7? They will go. They're going to be wheel to wheel as Adelberg tries to use all the space available to him, and he's just inching ahead, but Gamba's still there, still trying to have a look on the inside line. But I think now, heading into Pinheirinho, it's going to be Adelberg Adelberg ahead? No, it still goes on as Gamba's there on the inside line. Adelberg breaks late. Gamba hugging that inside line, try and get past now. Into turn 11 we go. Adelberg's there on the inside line. Gamba runs wide. Here comes Dennis Groff into Jun Sao. He's going to be there on the inside, trying to get the Italian as they will be wheel to wheel, heading down the start-finish straight. Groff on the inside, Gamba on the outside. Both are going to have the DRS, but Groff has got the overspeed into turn number 1, and I think heading into the Senna SS, Groff isn't ahead quite yet into the Senna SS, but heading out of them, it's going to be Dennis Groff going up into 6th.
And now managed putting pressure onto McIntyre. Oh, he tried to go around the outside, but couldn't quite get the move. Now with the DRS open, but McIntyre has it open as well. He's going to try and go. No, he doesn't try and go, sorry. But did have a look there. And Farina and the 2 Ferraris, of course, now are close as well. Let's see if Santiska could actually try and move. Although, remember, Santiska does have a 5-second penalty. Although I think he would just be dropping to 12th now, as the gap to Arnold is big enough to only lose 1 position. Although it's not what the Ferraris would want to be today, scoring only 1 point after having very convincing performances, especially last race, with Farina being the race winner after Janssen got disqualified. So it seems like this track is definitely not a Ferrari track after a performance like this.
No, not really. As Groff now, who got past the Alpine of Gamba, will now be looking to get Eric Adelberg and try and do what Franco Gamba couldn't either way. I have to say, that was a really good battle. Went on for about half the lap between Adelberg and Gamba, but Dennis Groff will be hoping to make it look a lot more swifter than what Franco Gamba did.
Yeah, now we're going to have the battle of, I guess, the sibling teams, we could say like that, as it's Alpha Tauri v Red Bull, and usually the Alpha Tauri is in front, but Graf would want to change that now, as he wants to get himself closer and closer to his competitors, scoring as much points as he can, as he's losing out enough this race. As right now, give you one more live championship update, he would be 35 points behind teammate Alfred Klaus in the championship. But he tried to go down the inside there, but now he's gonna try and go down the inside again. No, he stays behind for now, but the battle is very much on, as Adelberg has actually dropped back a lot from Parrish, so no more DRS for the Swiss man to defend himself.
Yeah, now this is and now Adelberg could really start to feel the heat from the Red Bull Senior car, as Groff is gonna have the DRS, and surely he should be able to challenge into turn 1 now as he goes to the inside line. No, he will have to stay behind now, but he's gonna have another shot at trying it, as he's gonna have the DRS once again heading down the Reta Oposta. Let's see if he's gonna be able to do anything now into the Ciudad do Lago. The answer is maybe, as I think Eric Adelberg ran wide through the Ciudad do Lago, and that's going to see Dennis Groff taking full advantage of it, and through turn 7 he swings round the outside line to get himself up into P5.
It seems like the maybe has turned into a yes there, Miran, as now we have McIntyre trying to have a go around the outside of Franco Gamba. Let's see now, he's going to turn into the inside. Will McIntyre get the move? Not quite, as Gamba defends well, and McIntyre has to settle for 8th once again. It actually went a bit wide there, so that maybe opens the door for Mandic.
Yeah, we'll see if Tomas Mandic will be able to do anything there behind. Luca Farina is in this battle here as well, and Farina could try and do something here, as he's got a pretty good run on Tomas Mandic. Is he going to be able to do anything into turn number 1? Yes, he is. He's going to line up a move to the inside of Luca Farina, heading into the Senna S. Now they will be wheel to wheel, as Farina is there on the inside through Curva do Sol and down the Reta Oposta. They will be side by side as Mandic puts the squeeze on Farina, but they will be side by side into the Ciudad do Lago as well. It's going to be Mandic defending the long way round. On the outside, will Farina make it stick now heading into turn 7? And the answer is yes for Luca Farina as he goes up into 9th.
And there the answer was not maybe, as it was a pretty decisive move there. And Farina goes up into 9th. and his next target might be McIntyre. So let's see how the situation unfolds. So there's not many laps left. You know how I call this? It's an now or never phase. And it's lap 37 out of 41. Soon enough it's going to be lap 38 even. As I already see there on the minimap, Klaus coming across the line to make it now lap 38. So it's not a while left. Seems like such a long race, and we're just and we've come at the end of it. Soon enough, Johansson still stuck behind Kulasic and Andor. It seems like his points chances are near zero even. So it's not a good race for the world champion here.
Yeah, no, not at all, and this will put him into a 15-point deficit compared to championship leader Alfred Klaas if things stay as they are. Johansson just stuck behind Kulasek and Arnold, and this is the thing, even if you have the pace, DRS trains are so difficult to break out of.
Yeah, even if it's like a mini one like this one, you could call it that, because it's just 3 cars. It's really, I guess, the one of the downsides of DRS. Trains like these form, and especially if the car ahead is good at defending, which Arnold has been defending pretty well from Kulasic, makes it all even harder. As actually, Johansson there is having a look down around the outside, but no move made just yet. But he is very close to demanding the Alpine. Let's see how the situation unfolds in the next following laps.
Yeah, this is gonna be pretty interesting then, as go a bit further up the field. Eric Adelberg, who lost 1 position to Dennis Groff, could lose another one to Franco Gamba. Gamba is trying to close in on the Swiss man, but isn't able to do so just yet. As we head down the Retta Apposta now, 3 laps to go here at the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. So time is running out for Franco Gamba if he wants a shot at getting the 6th places. Here's the 2 Hassas fighting for the wooden spoon essentially, as Fraser is chasing down his teammate Victor Olmo for 17th.
Look at McIntyre now. He's gonna. He did try a move to Gamba beforehand, I remember, but it was unsuccessful. Now though, we might see round 2 coming, as Gamba might be held up by Adelberg a bit, and McIntyre could use that to his advantage. I mean, if he could make a comeback up to even 6th potentially, if he overtakes Adelberg, it would be a very great race from Lewis McIntyre here, after dropping 6 places and making it up into the points. Already now, it would be quite an achievement, but let's see how much higher he can go.
Yeah, as Gamba will want to get this P6 back, as we're now on lap 40 out of 41. And Gamba into the Senna S isn't able to do anything. I don't know if he's going to be able to do anything into the Ciudad do Lago either, as it is about 4/10 of a gap between the two. And into the Ciudad do Lago, my theory was proven, and Gamba will stay behind Eric Adelberg for the time being.
And now we cut back to the other Alpine as we were we cut back to Gamba once again, as we did look at Kulasic and Johansson, which nothing came out of it. Now we're looking at this freeway battle for P6 once again, between Adelberg, Gamba, and McIntyre. All the 3 of them looking very close. As I think actually McIntyre went a bit wide there. Am I right, Miran? I think he went a bit wide there.
I don't know. I don't know if I saw that, but he did lose a bit of time on Franco Gamba, so you might be right, Giuseppe. Either way, we're now just gonna start the final lap of the Sao Paulo Grand Prix, and this is one final opportunity for Franco Gamba to try on Eric Adelberg, and I don't think he's not doing anything into the Senna S, but we'll see if he can do anything into the Ciudad do Lago now.
Is that one thing you have to mention? Klaus is on the final lap right now, so very interesting stuff. Soon enough he's gonna come home to possibly take the checkered flag, although he has to finish the race first. We're still looking at the battle between Gamba and Adelberg. Gamba is very close. Can he get them? Can he try and move onto the men in the AlphaTauri? We're looking. It doesn't seem like he will pull off the move. But now Johansson. Yeah, we're gonna look at him once again. and see if he can try and get a move. But now, as we look at Alfred Klaus dominating drive for the man in the Red Bull, and he's gonna come home and take the checkered flag to to get the win here in Sao Paulo and get the championship lead as well.
Yeah, and what a brilliant drive from Alfred Klaus as well. But Jolzer Frederick Schuto, what a drive from him as well. P2, he secures McLaren's and his second podium of the season. So it's a bit of a consolation for what happened in Mexico City. Jolzer Frederick Schuto takes second place here at Interlagos.
Yeah, finally, that long-awaited second podium for Schuto has finally come. It could have come last race and been other chances as well, but now it's finally there, and Schuto's going to be ecstatic about this result. Baracchi, even though he finished on the podium, maybe a bit less, as he could have been way more, and he could have even gotten the championship lead from Klaus. Although right now he still stays in second, even after overtaking his teammate. His championship position doesn't change.
Yeah, and there it is then. It is for the Sao Paulo Grand Prix, and it is Alfred Klaus, pole win and fastest lap for the Swede to take the lead of the championship by 7 points now from Enis Parachki. As there's going to be Josef Schuto in third, and then Enis Parachki, who will be in third. Will Parrish finishes a brilliant fourth, with Dennis Groff in fifth, and then Eric Adelberg in sixth. A very good day in the office for Alpha Tauri today as well. It's going to be Franco Gamba as well in the points once again. He will be seventh with Lewis McIntyre in eighth. Luca Farina will finish ninth with Thomas Mandic rounding out the points paying positions.
And just outside the first place position, we find Lamsas Nishkai, and he does have a 5-second penalty. Although I think he will just drop one position behind Alex Arnold, which is now up into 11th. But in other race results, he is 12th. Then we find Vojta Kulasic. Jesper Johansson, he gained a lot of positions, but unfortunately for him, he can only end the race in 14th. Then we find Fernando Tost in 15th, Brosso in 16th. The two Hases of Victor Alba and Fraser are the final cars who finished the race, and then we have FGT and Effie and Wale, who fortunately did start the race. And yeah, that was the Sao Paulo Grand Prix essentially.
Yeah, there it is then, and that has been it for the Sao Paulo Grand Prix here at Interlagos. Was a pretty good race, I have to say. But before we go, it is time to award Driver of the Day. And personally, I'm going to give it to Josef Frederick Schuto. I think once again he puts in a brilliant drive, another brilliant performance, just like it was in Hermanos Rodriguez, but this time he was able to finish on the podium. And he had a pretty good few battles as well, and just kept a consistent pace, qualified great, just solid weekend throughout. And I think he deserves Driver of the Day here.
Yeah, I agree with you as well, but I want to put in two mentions. I'd say Alfred Klaus after a pretty good drive. Pole, win, and the fastest lap. Gets himself into P1. And Schuto's teammate McIntyre had a pretty solid combat drive, so I guess he deserves the kind of like an honorable mention as well.
Yeah. But that has been it then for Formula One. Thanks so much for watching the 2021 Sao Paulo Grand Prix. Next round of Formula One will be the Qatar Grand Prix, as Formula One heads to the Losail circuit for the first ever time. So make sure to not miss that. Until then, I have been Miran.
And I've been Giuseppe.
And this has been the Formula One Sao Paulo Grand Prix. Thanks so much for watching, and goodbye.